Hi guys, so I am back with another foundation review. Today I am talking about the IT Cosmetics, what is it called? Skin But Better CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream plus Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum plus 50 SPF. That's a pretty long name for a little foundation tube. So this is the foundation we're talking about. So if you're interested in knowing more about this little guy right here, just stay tuned. Alright, so let's get started about this foundation. First of all, I would like to say that this little foundation right here has a little weird place in my heart right now. If you're familiar with the brand IT Cosmetics, you probably know that IT Cosmetics doesn't really cater, well, was never really known to cater to a very wide range of different skin tones. But it never really stopped me from being really curious about the brand itself because of its popularity. People seem to really enjoy the products. Everything seems to be really freaking amazing about this brand. So obviously I wanted to try, myself being a makeup enthusiast. So that's why I finally bit the bullet and got this foundation. If you're wondering, the one that I'm currently using right now is in the shade Deep, which is the darkest shade in their range. Actually, this is not even the foundation that I wanted to review for you guys. There's the other version of this, which is the CC Illumination, if I'm not mistaken, which is the more hydrating formula, which is in the lilac pink packaging. It looks exactly the same, but it's in the lilac pinky packaging. Was not able to get that one to try because the same shade, Deep, which is the darkest shade in that foundation, looks off. It looks very gray and deadly, so I was not able to get that because I was not going to use something that looked so off. The closest thing to my skin tone was this one in the Your Skin But Better regular version. So I got that. My skin type is, I would say, in the winter it's very dry, dehydrated, and in the summertime I would say normal to dry, but I tend to always stick around the dry side of things. My skin is dry. I tend to peel on my forehead a lot. If I don't moisturize every day, my forehead is going to start to peel and my chin is going to get very rough. Like, it's just super dry. I need to moisturize every day, and I suffer from eczema on my face as well. So this foundation says that it is anti-aging, hydrating, and color correcting. For one, I have to say that I was pretty shocked by the coverage that this little CC cream provides, because usually when you think of CC cream, BB creams, you think of something that would be more like a light sheer coverage, medium to the max, but this is a straight medium to full coverage. For me, at least, my skin, I can get pretty full coverage out of this, and I only use one pump. So what you're seeing right now is one pump of product on my face, and it does plenty. If I decide to use two pumps or even a pump and a half, I can get like real beat down face if I wanted to go out. Well, for me, that's the way I like my makeup. I like a very luminous look and very natural looking, but I feel like this foundation provides really what like a full coverage foundation would provide for me. So I think that that's a plus. If that's what you're looking for, something that's one step with good benefits to your skin plus coverage, this is an all-in-one, so I can understand why people really appreciate this. Other pros to this foundation is the packaging. It comes with a little pump. You can see a little pump right here, so it's really easy to control. Like I say, I use one pump. It covers my whole entire face, really easy to use, and it's a squeeze bottle, so I'm guessing when you get to the bottom of it, you can just squeeze it all the way down and pump, and you're going to be just fine. And even if you can't get all the way down, you can cut it and get inside. So I think that the packaging is definitely a good thing added to that foundation. Other than that, for the pros, I'd say, like I covered, coverage, pretty amazing, packaging, great. Those are the two things I like about this foundation here. Now on to the cons. For one, the shade range. That's definitely, I think, the biggest con with this product here is that a lot of you guys watching this review won't even be able to try it. I don't remember exactly how many shades there are, but this is the darkest shade, and then there's one other darker shade up from this that's lighter. That would be maybe if you're about 2 shades lighter than me, you could wear. My hand is a lot lighter than my face, so I would say the second darkest shade is about the color of my hand. Like it would match my hand, but my hand doesn't match my face at all, nor does it match my body. My body is way darker, so if I try to match my hand, I'm gonna look crazy. But if you're about this shade, I would say you could buy the shade Rich, which is just 1 shade lighter, and this is Deep, which is the darkest shade. So there's basically 2 shades for women of color. If you have some deep melanin to yourself, there's only 2 shades that are going to be in there for you. So I do not think that that makes any sense. I think in the era we are right now, there's a lot of room for growth and inclusivity. Obviously everybody's talking about it, so I'm hoping that they're gonna get the point. I think that it should be an equal range, meaning if you have light, medium, deep, it should be equal shades of light, equal shades of medium, and equal shades of deep, because I mean we're all equal. I don't know for you, but I don't think that someone lighter than me is worth more than me, or is more worth, you know, getting a foundation than I am. So I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me that there's only 2 darker shades. But I mean, the product itself is good, I'm not gonna lie, depending on your skin type. So another con that I have with this product, I mean, it probably doesn't show right here, but it takes me a lot of work to make it work for my skin type. Like I told you, I have very dry skin, and even if it says that it's a hydrating product, it sits really dry on my face, and I wore it mostly during the summertime and it was still very dry for me. Doing all the steps that I do when I do my makeup, I moisturize and I prime, and both those products are usually very hydrating because of my skin type. And then I do my foundation, I bake under my eyes, and I set my whole face with powder because I want longevity. But when I did that with that foundation, I just looked caked and dried up, and it didn't look good. My friends would tell me, why are you looking so matte? It looks off, it doesn't look right. And I would be like, I know, my skin feels tight too. Like I felt like all the moisture was sucked out of my face and it was really tight. So in order to make this foundation work, I have totally different routine where I have to use many products to really hydrate my skin. I have to mist my face with multiple different mists at multiple different steps throughout my foundation routine. So before I apply the foundation, after I apply my foundation and powder, and then again, and then I use different moisturizing products. So if you have dry skin, it definitely works. As you can tell, I mean, my skin looks great. Like it doesn't look bad at all, it doesn't look dry, but I have to take the extra step to make sure that my skin is hydrated prior to working with this product here. So that's a pretty big con for me, because I don't want to have to prep my skin that much before applying foundation. So honestly, that's the biggest reason why I've decided to part with this foundation. I've actually given it to my mom because my mom has very oily skin, so I feel like that's just gonna work a lot better for her. Another thing, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it on camera because my lighting is so bright that everything looks brighter. I have a demo right here that I will include in a few seconds. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I do feel like this foundation is slightly too dark. Like I told you, there's only 2 shades for darker skin complected people, so the one before that one is way too light, and that one is just slightly darker. So I feel like in the summer when I got a good tan, it fits and works perfect. Right now I'm heading towards winter and I'm losing that tan, and even during the summer I did still feel like it was a little dark. Since I highlight a whole lot, it just ends up working and balancing out perfectly. But I just want to let you see what it looks like on the skin, basically, so you can take a look at that. So as you can see, a little bit goes a long way and it spreads evenly throughout your skin. Only one pump literally is covering my skin fully, and that's amazing. I really like that. The color though, a little bit off in my opinion, but you be the judge. So as you saw, this is the application of the foundation. I use a sponge. They do recommend you using a brush with this foundation. I have used it with a brush before, but since it is a pretty thick product and I like a more hydrated look, I do like to use a sponge. I've used the EcoTools sponge, which I really love this little sponge. It's amazing. So I use that to use it with the foundation. But if you like very full coverage and you like a cake face, I would recommend using like a dense brush. I have one on here. This one's dirty, but something dense like this to really like buff it in and get like full capacity for your coverage. So yeah, that's that. I think I covered pretty much everything. I feel like the claims are somewhat accurate. It said that it's color correcting, full coverage cream. Color correcting, I'd say that it could work in the sense that it's still full coverage. I don't think you could see any discoloration under your skin. Anti-aging, I mean, I don't know. Hydrating serum, I'm guessing there must be some type of hydrating serum in there, but it definitely wasn't enough for my dry skin. So I'd say maybe for combination oily skin, this is going to be a great product. The SPF is always a great thing. 50 is always a great thing. I wonder how it's going to react with flash photography. So we're just going to do a little test right now because SPF of 50 is pretty high. So let's do a little flash photo right here. No flashback whatsoever. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but no flashback whatsoever. So kudos to you. It Cosmetics, you got a great product, you got a great concept. Now just make it available to everybody. I mean, do you want to make money? Like, honestly, this is a great product. It's a shame that there aren't more shades than that because I could see this working for a lot of people. Just not for me. I think I would love to try the illumination one that I feel was literally catered to my skin needs and skin type. But the color doesn't work, so it's really sad. And I know that there's another version for even more mattifying purposes. So even if you find that this is not matte enough, you could try that one. What I would recommend is going to your local Sephora and ask for a sample of maybe 2 to 3 shades and see what works best. But like I said, a lot of people are not going to be able to get their shade. So yeah, I'm repeating myself a lot because to me it's such a shame. But yeah, I feel like that's overall my thoughts on the CC Your Skin But Better. It is Your Skin But Better kind of, but I mean your skin but better if you're pale. So yeah, whatever. So that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed it and I've answered, you know, most of your questions about the product. Now, if you have any questions that I haven't answered, just leave them in the comments down below. Thumbs up the video, please, because that helps. And subscribe if you haven't already. See you on the next one.